Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel with a review of Larry Elder's Uncle Tom. Okay, so whether or not you find the issues black and white, you will find the movie black and white. Yes, the movie is not made in color. It is a movie about people of color, but it is not made in color. Okay, we move on. The directing is fantastic. The music is very, very pleasant. It doesn't get in the way. And when you do notice it, you're like, ooh, I like that tune. Very nice. So it's really good. Other things you can expect. The pacing is lightning. It never slows down. You're like, boom, boom, boom. Whatever it means to be boring, this movie does not find it. Now, from the point of view of what the movie is covering for the topic, if for some reason you don't know that, well, thanks for checking the video out. It's about black people who are not acting in a Democrat fashion, and instead either acting as an independent or as a Republican, and voila, they get called all kinds of names, and the one they chose for the movie was Uncle Tom. And I did like the way the one guy pointed out. He says, everybody who calls somebody else an Uncle Tom proves they haven't read the book. And I'm like, no kidding, because I heard that term growing up as well. So I finally read the book, and I'm like, wait a minute. Why is he a bad guy? He's actually one of the best characters in the book, Uncle Tom's Cabin. As well you would expect, because the book is named after him. But yeah, read the book. It's actually a very good story. It was the #1 book about abolition, not of police, but of slavery. And it was also used for fundraising to pay for the abolitionist movement, which, by the way, they won. You wouldn't know that by many, many, many people in the media and Democrat leaders. But the abolitionists of slavery won. Slavery ended in 1864, give or take. I might be wrong on the year on that because I get it mixed up with the end of the Civil War. But whatever, it was done by 1864. All right, so excellent movie, fantastic pacing. The most depressing thing in the whole movie is you kind of get the feeling at the end, and I don't think this is on purpose, you get the feeling by the end it's like they actually interviewed every single conservative black person, and there really aren't anymore. Oh dear. One of the things you'll notice when you're watching, if you so choose, is that everybody speaks with a normal American dialect. They do not use ghetto speak. And that's interesting because when I say normal American speech, people go, oh, do you mean white? I don't know. Are Chinese people white? Are Jews white? Are Hispanics white? Because guess what? They all talk like this too. So, India people, are they white? You know, you're just going to have to answer that question for yourself. But they speak a normal American dialect. One of the things I found curious about the movie is the lady you see on screen in front of the microphone, behind the microphone. She looks like she's 12 years old in this video. I mean, she's never looked old, Candace Owens. But good grief, she just looks so young in this video. It's like, did you shoot this when she was 12? Holy moly. Maybe they did. I don't know how long this has been in the works. All of the interviews offer some type of insight. There are no interviews that are redundant or leave you with, what are you talking about? They all, of course, that's why I say of course because that's why they made the cut, they all bring intriguing questions to those who are burdened by the left. They bring no-duh questions to those who are burdened by being on the right. Because when conservatives or even moderates or independents, when they hear the statements being advanced by the people being interviewed, just like, yeah, we know that. And like, yes, but we don't, and we're not allowed to know it. They really explore some cool things. And you know, the best thing about the video, as well you would expect, is that it's from their point of view. It's from the horse's mouth, as they say. because hearing it from outside groups does not eliminate the validity, though the Democrats would have you think so. Instead, what it does is it lets you hear boots on the ground, horse's mouth, entrenched, on the front lines, however you want to describe it. They can add the personification of, no, it's real to them because they live it, which is why you do all those horse's mouth, boots on the ground, etc., 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 type of interviews. Which again doesn't eliminate the validity of the other people making the same points. But if you're getting it from the ground source, well, that's the key one that you want. And they give it to you aplenty. Reading the names of the people that are interviewed, I was like, oh, that's weird. Almost all of, and I went back and watched it 3 times to make sure, because it was really late and I was tired. But anyways, so I'm watching it, and they have all but, I think 3, maybe only 2. Either 2 or 3, all of them have standard Christian names. One I think is an actual African name. Not sure. It was a name I'd never seen before. And I don't know what the people that used initials for their names, I don't know how that translates. But anyways, none of them had ghetto names. None of them were named as if like, oh, you're from the hood with Shanae and Deshaun and da. Nope. And I wonder if that played into it. I think all of them mentioned the fact that they had fathers in the home. I don't know if all of them did, but several mentioned that they did, and they said that had so much to do with their being able to shake their head out of the Democrat cloud. So that was cool. Okay, so anyways, there's your review. It's a fantastically put together documentary. It moves like lightning. It does not show you any color, even though it's all people of color, to use that expression, which I despise that expression. How did that come into our vocabulary? Before 2014, nobody ever heard of the term people of color. They'd heard of colored people, but those dynamics that the left constantly has to update political correctness to make sure that you're following their rules. They have to keep changing the names to make sure that they still control you. Because if you say colored people, they will bite your head off. But if you say people of color, they're like, oh, pat you on the head. Congratulations, you are with the current speak. So that they can control you. For the record, just like all these people point out in this video, you don't have to let them control you. You really don't. It's America for the moment. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the future.